What's up, family? Man, I just finished a workout, and I'm telling you one thing, man. I let myself fall behind. I didn't feel good for a few days, a couple weeks ago, and I usually get meals, pre-made meals for the week. And I didn't get them last week, and I saw myself and I felt myself decline in health related. Like, my body was aching constantly. I kept getting these headaches. It was horrible, and it reminded me how much of a good nutritional intake is for the nutrients that one needs for their body. Both fat, protein, all fat, protein, and carbohydrates, the macronutrients, which are those, and the micronutrients, potassium, vitamin D, vitamin C, like all those different micronutrients that like you take a multivitamin for if you don't get it in whole food and food. And I just finished listening to a clip from Remember the Titans. And this is when the team was coming together, and the white coach, being that they were used to a all-white team, and then the black folks moved in, and Denzel Washington played the head coach. Great coach. He had great players, but also the white coach and his white team had great players. So when they came together, they were making every single mistake known to man, because every single one of them were playing as individuals. And this particular scene, the white coach saw, I forgot his name, Coach Boone. No, maybe Coach Boone was, I don't know. I don't remember what Coach Boone's, if that was the white coach or if that was Denzel Washington, because I don't know what the white coach's name is. I remember seeing him in a couple of movies, but I don't remember his name. But he realized right then that just because he's a black coach and he has black teammates doesn't mean that just because they're black, they're not good. Not good in here and good up here. And he realized then that they were both good here and good here in athletic ability. And so he basically like was able to bring them together and said, no more mistakes. It's time to play as a team. It's time to play as a cohesive family. It's time to put all the differences aside and go out there and make sure that they remember the Titans. Because every single one of those players as individuals were great, but as a team they sucked, because they didn't count on each other. They didn't have each other's backs. The white players was doing the same thing to themselves. They didn't have each other's backs. The black players was doing the same exact thing. They didn't have each other's back. And then they realized, whoa, it's actually good. We can get a win. We can get a W, a victory, if we play as a team. And in the book of Nehemiah, where he was talking about when he went back to help rebuild his wall, to help I think it was Jerusalem or Israel. I think it was Jerusalem. Rebuild the wall. And he realized that as individuals, we're never going to get it done. So he made sure that every single household that had connections to a segment of the wall, they were to build that segment of the wall and not worry about their neighbors. They know that if their neighbor was doing the same thing, they didn't have to worry about trying to pick up the slack of their neighbor. And I told that same exact story with a lot more detail, because I remembered the book of Nehemiah way back then. Now it's like just like fragments. And it's like if the center is doing the center's job, the right and left guard doesn't even have to worry about picking up the slack of the center. Same thing with the tackles. The tackles know that the guards are doing their job and the center's doing their job, so the tackles don't need to worry about the center or the guard. The tight end, same exact thing. They can only worry about their job, which is to run the route or do the block or whatever it is, knowing that everyone else is doing their job. The running back knows that if he's going to go up the slot of the right guard and tackle, he knows that guard and that tackle is going to open up that hole for him. And so it got me thinking about, whether it was War Robots or PUBG Mobile or whatever game that we play. It's in the same game of life. If you communicate with your team and you know that your team has your back, you could do your job, but not as an individual. You're doing your job as a part of a whole. Like the hand is no better than the arm, because without the arm, there is no hand. Same thing with the foot. The foot is no good by itself if there's no leg. And it's like, how often do we do this? We think, you know what? I'm going to rely on my own strength because the rest of my team is slacking in some area. Maybe they don't even know that they're slacking in that area. And so you take it upon yourself to do your thing. You may succeed. You may succeed once. You may succeed twice. But what ends up happening, and it's inevitable, you leave your team out to dry. And your team either gets killed or you end up getting killed. And I'm thinking about this, like, just with that one clip from Remember the Titans, and how dang applicable that is to the life that we live. If you have kids, how can you be a great father, great mother, if you don't know where your kids are slacking or where they're lacking? You think you know. Oh, I've been there, done that. I know exactly what they're going through. Really? That was one of the biggest misconceptions that I witnessed time and time again when I was a strength coach for a football team, a high school football team, and a middle school. Every single one of the kids say, my parents think they know, but they don't know. They don't know what I'm going through. It's because you don't tell them. Oh, I can't tell them what I'm going through. Why not? Because I'll get in trouble, or they'll yell at me, or they'll discipline me, or whatever it is. Man, communication. I know that there were some kids that I was coaching. I would say probably 2 out of 50 had parents that were cool. And I say cool being that they were a part of their kids' lives. I'm talking about a part of their kids' lives. They knew everything that was going on. They helped them with their struggles. They weren't friends of their kids. They were role models to their kids. When they learned a life lesson, especially the tough ones, they brought their kids into it and they said, listen, Johnny, this is what Pops is going through. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to grow as a man at an earlier age than I did. And I want you to learn from my mistakes. And instead of sharing that epiphany, aha moment, this is what I learned. And this is how I'm going to work harder to prevent it from happening again. These are what my action items are. This is my massive action plan. War Robots is really difficult because War Robots, there's no commo, there's no communication, none. If you're on Discord, if you're lucky to be in a squad in Discord, you can communicate. You can say what beacons are turning You know, who's going to be flanking to the left or to the right. And you can let them know what, bots that they have or weapons that they have, and, possible pilot skills that they have. Like if there's a dang Falcon, a traditionalist Falcon that has like 2 billion health, hey, I need an extra 2 guys. Johnny and Jane, come over here with me because we got the firepower to take this fool out. Because we need to get him out of our beacon because he's going to be holding down our beacon for too long, and I'm going to be going through way too many bots trying to take him out. PUBG, there's no problem with PUBG because there is commo, there is communication. But some people refuse to put their commos on because whatever reason. Maybe they're afraid that their voice isn't strong enough, or they may have too strong of an accent and they're afraid that people are going to laugh at them, or maybe not even understand them. And they rely on that enemy spotter over here. I don't know what the call out is. But it's crazy, man. It's like, it always boils down to communication, because just because you know what your goal and your mission is, I don't know. We don't know. We might think we know. Hell no. We don't know. We can't read a mind. We can't. And so that combo, breaking it down, gives everybody the opportunity to put a W on the books. Think about with your coworkers, your friends, your family. It's no different. We have a epidemic. And it's not coronavirus. It's communication. We have an epidemic of the lack of communication, and it's spreading like wildfire. People aren't wanting to communicate anymore. And there are negative consequences to that. Both in the now, in the immediate, and in the tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month. It's true. Because it's like this. If you don't want to talk to nobody, and everybody is depending on you, it's the same thing with me. I do the same thing sometimes, and I catch myself. I'm like, heck nah, I got to change my tune. I gotta man up. I gotta hit that microphone and get to talking. I might not want to, but my folks depend on me. My wife depends on me. My mom, my dad, my brother, they depend on me. My in-laws, they depend on me. My friends, they depend on me. They may not depend on me to like help them financially or anything else, but they depend on me to let them know that they're not alone. Just like I read in the comment section some powerful dang responses, y'all, and it touches my heart in ways you don't even know. Man. And just like some folks, like some of y'all, man, like it makes me realize, like, some people out there, they depend on me to like share whatever it is that's on my mind, maybe epiphanies that I've had, because maybe they haven't heard it in their life. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that I express it. I don't know. I don't. I really don't. And so, knowing that, I got to push that microphone button. Boom. I got to talk. I got to share. How else is the world going to know if I'm struggling if I don't say it, if I don't share it? I'm struggling, y'all. I'm struggling with, I'm struggling with depression. I'm struggling with loneliness. I'm struggling with pornography. I'm struggling with alcohol. I'm struggling, y'all. I'm struggling. You never know, y'all. You never know. It may take immense amount of courage for you to stand up and say, yo, I got a problem. I need help. And then that one other person that sees that and says, you know what? If Droop can do it, I can do it. And it doesn't take as much courage, the second person and the third person. Because the more people that stand up and say, you know what, I don't have it figured out, I'm scared. The more and more people is going to stand up and say that they don't have it all together themselves. Dang, man, it got heavy up in here. The air is thick. And it all started with a dang Remember the Titans clip. And trying to put it to turn in terms of like a video game. We have an epidemic of a lack of communication. Man, I see all these fights with people, Republicans, the Democrats, the Christians, the atheists, the Jews, atheists, white, black. Man, it's all communication. And I'm telling you, man, I'm not even paying attention to the media anymore, because I'm seeing what it's doing to people. I'm seeing ugliness in people right now. And I don't want to be any part of it. I really don't. I really don't. I want to be part of the solution and not the problem. Seriously, because if you sit down with somebody, you may absolutely hate their guts now because you found out that they're Republican or that they're Democrat. But if you sat them down and you said, how are you feeling right now? What's up? What's good? I can guarantee they're going to start spitting venom. I hate this. I hate that. No, but like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you feeling? I feel like they're doing this and that. No, how are you feeling? Like, what you just said, how is it making you feel in here? Not up here. We're horrible at logic. We rationalize it. Those deep feelings, those deep emotions. And I can guarantee you, y'all, I'm scared. I have lost hope. I'm sad. I feel alone. I feel insignificant. Well, why do those things make you feel that way? You know what's going to happen after that point? The shovels are going to come out and the real dirt will come up. The real grime will come up. The real hurts and pains and letdowns and setbacks will come up. The regrets will come up. And it will have nothing to do with whoever said what or whoever did what. Communication. What do they say? Say what you mean and mean what you say. And I am in no position to get on a pedestal and say I'm not guilty of it, because I am. I'm gonna be 100 with y'all. 100. I'm guilty of it too. Maybe this Maybe this channel isn't just gaming, it's a blog. Like Doogie Howser. Remember Doogie Howser? Doogie Howser MD. When he shares his thoughts at the end of a shift, his little epiphanies, his little aha moments about what he experienced. Dang. Viktor Frankl was talking about how I think he was like in the concentration camps, like there, in the now, absorbing everything that he was experiencing so that when he survived, he would be able to write about it and tell his story to the world. Maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm using this as an ability to tell my story as it's happening and my epiphanies. Because my ADD is so bad, I won't remember it if I don't say it right then and there. I did not expect it to go 21 minutes. I'm gonna leave it like that, y'all. Truly. I got love in my heart for y'all. I really do. Communicate with your folks, man. Communicate with your kids, with your friends, with your parents, your grandparents, your friends. And on the lighter side, communicate with your squads. Communicate with your teams. Let them know what's up. Because you never know. There's someone in your tribe, in your squad, on your team, in your family, in general, that may have the strength in order to lift you up when you feel weak, to give you enough time to recover so that you can yourself get strong and do the same for them when they are weak. Because we all go through seasons in life. Which one are you in? No matter where you are in the world, I hope you, your friends, and your family are happy, healthy, and safe. I do. I really do. Peace.